Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to do a brush cutter. We're just going to go over the basics on the brush cutter, how to maintain it and how to keep your safe out there. Okay, so we're going to start with the basic servicing of the unit. Servicing consists of removing the spark plug, removing the air filter, cleaning the air filter out and putting it back in. So once you've taken out your air filter, if your air filter is very dirty, what you can do is you can take it into some clean petrol. Once you put it into clean petrol, keep it in there, squash it a little bit, dust it out. That's gonna clean out the oils, the excess oils that are on it. We also have the inner air filter. This as well, you can wash it in some clean petrol. Not too long in the petrol, don't soak it in there. Just put it in, clean it out quickly, dust it out, let it dry, and put it back in. Once you put it back in, air filter back on, you're good to go with the air filter. Spark plug maintenance. Spark plug maintenance, I would suggest after every 2 hours or 3 hours of use of the spark plug, if you are working in an environment that is absolutely dirty and you're taking up a lot of oil in the unit. So remember, take the spark plug out. What you can do is sandpaper onto it, clean it up, wash it in some petrol, dry it out, and put it back in. So once your spark plug is in, make sure that it's tight. It has to be tight. Also be careful not to cross it. The reason that we want it to be nice and tight is so that you don't allow air to go in from the top end. If that happens, your machine is not going to rev to full RPM. That's 10,000 RPM. So we want it to rev up nicely. Make sure that it's tight. Put your cap back in. So that section is done. Now, when you take this unit, you've used it and you need to store it away. What you can do is remove the petrol from the tank, prime the bulb up, so whatever petrol that there is, it will go back in. Start the machine till it runs dry. Once it runs dry, take the machine and store it up on the wall and mix a fresh batch of petrol when you get to use the machine again. Now also with the petrol, if you have a container, a plastic container, and we are fond of doing this, we've mixed a 5 liter of petrol and we take it and store it in the side of the garage. 2 weeks later, we come back to use the petrol, the bottle is swelled up. Now the bottle swelling up is an indication that the fumes on the inside, the flammable gases on the inside are trying to escape, which they are doing. It's not going to hold it properly in the plastic container. So what happens is when the flammable liquids evaporates, you only left with excess oil in the unit. So you take that petrol, put it back into the unit. When you start it, this machine starts to smoke. Once it starts to smoke, there's too much of oil. Now, once there's too much of oil in the unit, you can either damage the piston rings, score the cylinder head. Once you do that, then you're going to have to replace the entire top end. It's not going to be feasible to start doing things like that. So maintain it, maintain your petrol, only mix what you need. So the first usage, you've cut an area. The area you used only 1 liter. You know for reference next time that you only need 1 liter. So only mix a liter at a time. The inner shaft of the unit, what we do is, we can do it ourselves as well at home. Get yourself an Allen key. We're going to remove the gear case. Once you remove the gear case, you're going to get the inner shaft. The inner shaft, you pull the inner shaft out, and what you do is you just take a little bit of grease onto your hand and start pushing it back into the shaft. So as you do it, just move straight down with the grease in your hand in a swirling motion, and that will take the grease into the outer shaft. Sorry. Push your shaft back all the way in. The gearbox, it's the same story. You have to grease it as well. So open the size 10 nut, or in your case there could be an Allen key in there, and all you need to do is put grease into it. What that does is it'll keep it lubricated. Now you don't have to go and get expensive and buy yourself a grease gun, things like that, straight into a pharmacy. You get a syringe from there, you fill that up with grease and squirt it straight into it. You don't want too much of grease in there as well. If you put too much of grease, it'll just spew out, or it can also damage the gears on the inside. So we've serviced that up, service that. Make sure that you put it in correctly. It has to go back to where the original place was. tighten that up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the aluminium head is very, very nice. But at the same time, if you don't take care of an aluminium head, you will get further damage to the unit. That's a good looking aluminium head. Yes, it's used, but at the same time, it's used correctly. There's wear completely across the aluminium head. So if your aluminium head looks like that, damaged and worn out completely, this needs to be replaced. If you don't replace this, you're going to get heavy vibration from it. And if you get heavy vibration from it, all of that vibration is transferred to the gearbox and the inner shafts. So you get damage that way as well. So replace this. Make sure you replace this, and you will see that your machine will last a lot longer than you need it to last. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. There's a link on my page. Follow that. It'll take you through to the Tandem website. Have a look at all our wonderful products that we have on site. Remember, these are all made in South Africa as well, so we're keeping it local. Thank you very much.